afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with the Simpler Stocks free video for June 28th, 2016. Today was all about the market just having more hangover from Brexit. So you see it's about 21 minutes after the close. I'm broadcasting from Austin, so I have limited screen space, so I apologize if it's not as clear. Now, one thing I want to show you on here, I decided, as I'm sitting next to David Starr, the inventor of voodoo lines, I'm sitting next to him all week, that I would show more voodoo lines on here. As you see on here, you can't really tell of anything happening today, but I thought I should show black background versus white and see which one you like better. So that's we're actually experimenting with this. Now, just to let you know what happened today, we had the futures down 33.50. Believe it or not, near their low for the day. So actually, when you put this in here, and I want to show you, I have never seen a market that was this heavy but so little volatile. Now, you might ask what I mean by that. Look at this market. So we open right here, and we've been in this range all day. I've seen this other years where what you get is a sell-off. Then you get the consolidation. Then the sell-off overnight. Then the consolidation. And you just get this cascading down for a while. Very difficult trading because you keep trying to buy dips. Buy little rallies, and then it just blows up on you. So getting back to it, though, you have the ESs down 33.50, NASDAQ down 83, Russell down 35. Let me get my handy pointing tool. Russell almost sounds low for the day. Bonds up 307. Even when the ESs had any kind of rally, the bonds refused to give up a dime. And the reason for that is flight to quality. Gold closing, believe it or not, muted, only up 7, but it's still almost on its intraday high for the day. Crude oil down 93 cents. Advance decline all day was poor, about more than 2,000, almost 1,900 to 2,000 more advancers than decliners than advancers. The big trouble for a lot of people is two things: Russell, transports, and then foreign markets, and we'll get into that in a second. Forget about the DJ China. They can have their own world. I'm talking about the DE Dow, which these aren't the exact figures for the DAX, but if you see down 10, down 3%, it's close enough. The DAX is actually around 9,400, something around the 10,000 level. So this is just an approximation, but this is how Thinkorswim does it, but the 3% is valid. You had the dollar way up, commodities not doing much. Look at that. Volatility down, the UVXY down. It's a perfect example why I hate trading the UVXY. You had the fixed futures up, and you had the UVXY down because it's calculated every night, and there's this thing called slippage. So let's go into what the overall market did today and what you have to look at for the future. Here is the NQs on the left. We're going to go and put this as ESs, and what I want you to see on here is this. You have the ESs on the left, and on the right, I'm going to put the transports. This has been the biggest scary thing for me, just watching from a technician point of view. Zoom out, and that's what I want you to see. Look where the transports are, right in this level around 7,000, right at this support. Notice when that was. Believe it or not, this isn't that far from the February lows. Lows were really in January. Then you had the rally really starting in earnest in February. We're in those levels. Look at the ESs over here on the left. Now, I can make this where you can see it. Look at February. We had this little up and then down testing it, when right here we had the down and then we made a much higher low on the way straight up from here. Notice that ES is on the left, this level, beginning of February, transports beginning of February, that's like the ES is being at 1901. Now the reason I'm showing that is fire lines are a big deal, and 1901 is where it could go to. Now the next thing in here is where are the exact levels? And I'll show you. My first thing is I'm worried about this. Transports near this level. Where would that put the ESs? Now that you saw the fire lines, I'm going to reset this to chart default. And now you're going to see what we're talking about without the fire lines of what I'm talking about. You see the transports over here. near this level. That's like this, right in this area. Now, you might say it's down exactly here, but I'm just, for argument's sake, let's say 1950. Why would I say that? I'm taking this move right here, about 2030 to 2110. It's about 80 points from 2130. Guess where that gets you? 1950. You might say, where and do you get 2030? Those spikes, right when everybody thought we were breaking down, May 19th, right in this area. Instead, we came up above it. Instead, that formed a horizontal line. Then up here, this is pushing it a little, but this is, to me, almost like a rectangle. And in that area, I look for symmetrical moves. When it decisively broke 2030, 50 points gets you to 1950, which gets you to support, which would then get you caught up with the transports. That's why today I can't, but I was up 4 hours before the opening, going over all kinds of news and charts for my subscribers. And one thing I noticed on stock twits, I like to look at sentiment. Almost everybody said we're going to sell off and then have a really head-busting rally. My thing is, if you look at this divergence in here, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the ESs go all the way to 1950. So that's why when I look at setups, I'm looking for stocks that, considering the downside could be 1950. So if I'm looking at any kind of long trades right now, I'm looking at ones with an ultra short-term perspective because I don't think we've ultimately made our lows yet. So just one thing I want you to realize in here, I have actually the Fib Queen in the same office with me.
That's right, with the whip.
And also, I have palm fronds. I actually I use with Carolyn when I'm done because I look up to her with all her work. But she's in here giving me positive energy. But what you get with your subscription, you get if you try the $7 trial. One thing I'm really proud of in here is the web page we've created in here. So on our Simpler Stocks site for the $7 trial, you get the chat room where we're on 9 to 10 in the morning. We have a half hour before the opening, half hour of live trading. So everybody, it's been a huge hit in here. Premium videos, which are a lot more in depth than what you're hearing now. We have the email alerts where I put out about every night, I try to put out about 6 index charts, about 6 stock trades and chart ideas. A lot of these have been really doing well. Last night, let me just show you what I posted in here. Because I love when I can brag about good trades in here. Look at the stock trades. Look what I was talking about. Trade the REITs. Those are interest rate sensitive stocks. Now, I put these up here, trade the REITs. And then what I do in there is I showed charts of BXP, Avalon Bay, VNQ is the ETF for it. And I'll show you what those stocks did today. Now, just to let you know in here, we have unusual option activity. I don't show a lot of option trades. The ones I show usually work pretty well. Other thing is we have a forum that's a message board based area where you can 24 hours post ideas, and we have just a banner back and forth. Next thing in here, we have here Meetup. Like once a week, we usually have some kind of bonus class that goes on for the last hour of trading where we go over strategies, and then they go into these webinars. And they're all free. These on-demand classes are part of your subscription. Last week we had Understanding Correlations. We've had Trading with the MACD, Reviewing the Basics, Pin Plays, all of these. A lot of other sites charge $99 for each video, and these just come with your subscription. So I hope you've enjoyed this. But before that, let me show you some of the trades that we did today. Avalon Bay. We were talking about buying the opening in these type of stocks. Now, not everything we show are day trades. We're just in this situation where there's a lot of money to be made intraday. I'll show it. Check out this stock on the opening here. We were saying buy it when it got right here, right above these ATR trailing stops. It was good for 4 points. They're one after the other of these. Here's another one for it. One after another of these REIT plays. And the way it works, and we discuss these all the time in the videos, the way it works is if the bond market is way up and the market is down but not down 200, the ESs, that usually traders and funds go after the interest rate sensitive stocks because there isn't anywhere else to put your money. Look at this move in Avalon Bay. Let's put it on a 5 minutes, even more dramatic. Check that out. If you took this trend line right here that we were discussing, and you didn't buy until here, 172.5, if you use the ATR stop as a stop, you still aren't out. It's still good for 3.5 points. A lot of the REITs had similar patterns. Here's a real winner for you. And these were posted on the site last night. It's not like it was a hindsight trade. This is a trade you could have done on the opening. Look at PSA. 241, 250. 10 points it went up. We're talking about a 10-point move in one day. You buy 100 shares, and that pays for your subscription for the year. So I hope everybody's enjoyed this video. Like I said, what I think tomorrow, we're going to have more of the same. You're probably going to have some test of the a little lower, and I'm very interested to see how the bond market acts in relation to that. If we see the bond market fall out of bed, I'll do the opposite and start shorting the REITs. So I hope everybody's enjoyed this video. I will talk to you tomorrow.